Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the episode of Just Say Guay. I'm your host, George Guay. Today I'm joined by Liam Greentree of the Windsor Spitfires in the Ontario Hockey League. Liam, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
Yeah, no problem. So, how's these past few months have been with hockey? You won the Hlinka Gretzky Cup with Team Canada. You were recognized a lot for your past season as a rookie in the Ontario Hockey League. You're coming up on your second year in the Ontario Hockey League. What's this all like?
It's really exciting. I'm really excited for the year to start. I wish we could have started a couple months ago, but it's going to be fun, and I'm really confident. I'm excited, and it's been a lot of fun this summer. Training went really well, and Hlinka was really fun, and made a lot of new friendships, and I just feel more confident in where I am and as a person and as a player.
Definitely a ton of momentum going into year two in the Ontario Hockey League. It's also your draft year. Just want to let the audience know that. So just take me through where you're from. Just outside of Toronto. What was the hockey culture like growing up? Leafs culture. I assume you're a Leafs fan. You had an OHL team in the town you're from. What's that all like?
I grew up in Oshawa, going to Oshawa Generals games, whether it was with my family or my team. A couple times I played for the Clarington Toros back in for a long time ago. And my coach would make us grab a piece of paper from home and a pencil, and we'd all go to the Generals game. And if you're a winger, you'd watch the wingers. If you're a center, you'd watch a center, and we'd do that. So I grew up watching the Oshawa Generals. Um, you know, it was a good environment, I'd say, growing up. And then at minor midget, I decided to move to the GTHL, and I went to school in Toronto at a hockey school, so I'd be on the ice in the mornings. And it was a really good environment. I think I excelled because of it, and yeah.
Yeah, definitely a great culture. I like that activity, and it must be even special just to go back and play there as a member of the Windsor Spitfires and play against Oshawa Generals. So, what was it like being drafted into the OHL? Like you said, you had that experience of being a fan, but also now you're a player. You worked towards it, you achieved it. Also, you got drafted from a team pretty far away from home. What did you know about the area and just being drafted into the Spitfires team?
I didn't know much about Windsor prior to the draft, but once I got here, it's a really nice town. I love it. I feel like at home here. Like I've said to my parents, I'm like, when I'm older, like I would love to retire and live in Windsor. It's a really nice town. The people are nice here. Yeah, just growing up watching the OHL, it's like, oh my gosh, these guys are massive and they're so much older than me, and it looks like where I want to be. And now that I've achieved it, it's like, all right, like it's good, it's been fun, but where's the next step? And I think for me, with the draft coming up, I have a lot of goals set, and I'm just excited to hit the season, hit the ground running, and I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely a great experience that you have, and that's great. You can say that you'd want to retire in the town which you're playing hockey right now. That sounds like you're having a great experience. What's the key for you to having a great second year? You had a lot of great recognitions, like being on the OHL All Rookie team. You led the OHL for rookies and goals. Congratulations on that. But you also had a big experience this summer of playing with the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. Definitely an opportunity to bring a winning culture back to your team for the OHL season. What are you looking for in year two, especially your draft year?
For me, I think just going out there and doing what I need to work on. At the end of the day, the draft isn't my end goal for hockey, right? It's having a long term career, and I think for me right now, just focusing on what I need to do as a player, and just working on things that I need to work on, and working on things that I'm already good at. I think that for me is the key to my success for this year.
Yeah, it's a great mindset to have, and your past experience should definitely carry over into this season. So before we get into the OHL year, I want to talk about that Hlinka Gretzky Cup experience. I've interviewed so many guys who were on that team that won a couple years ago, actually last year with Kobe Barlow, Callum Ritchie, guys that got drafted and will be playing in World Juniors soon. Uh, what is that experience like just going into the tournament? Because you guys have to gel so fast. It's not like the USA kids where, they're at the academy the whole year. You guys got to pick it up really quickly. Everyone on that team is a star from where they're coming from and has a bright future, a lot of first round picks. How do you guys make that all work?
I think we all, as you said, we're all coming from the same spot, so we know how good we are, and I think right when from day one, we all got along really well. I think we had a lot of guys from the OHL, and a lot of guys knew each other from, I played growing up with a couple of those guys my entire life, so I knew a couple, and I think our environment was a winning environment. We all pushed each other in practice, but like we were all friends. I've made lifelong friendships there that will, they'll last forever. Like those are my friends now. And I think just accepting your role and everyone's gonna get a chance, but at the end of the day, we're all great players. And for me, I was getting scratched, but at the end of the day, I was just had to put in perspective, it was top 14 in Canada, right? So I think for me, that mindset and just being a good teammate, I was never frowning around the guys, always smiles, always telling them like, good job, like you look good out there. And I think that was important for me, not to just be a good player, but a good person behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's definitely a great mindset to have, and it led to that gold medal. I've talked to Logan Stankoven about this. He's trying to crack the roster right now with the Dallas Stars. I think he's going to do it this year. He mentioned that how close you guys become when you play for Team Canada. And I was just wondering, what's that like? Have that feeling when you win it, but realize you guys got to look around and say, hey, guys, if we really want to become one of those best Team Canada teams, there's more ahead, like U18s and the World Junior Championships. Is that something that you guys talk about after winning it?
I think after winning it, there's not much talk about, the World Juniors and stuff like that. When we won, it was like you're just living in the present. It's like everything. When we scored that overtime goal, and Malcolm Spence, obviously, congrats to that, and he played an unreal tournament. When he scored that goal, everything just goes silent, and you're like, wow, like this is real, like this just happened. And I think for me, it was such a cool moment. Like thinking back, it's just like get butterflies in your stomach. It's such a cool moment, and I think for right now, it's like in that moment, that day, it's like it just happened. Like you're still kind of trying to take it in, I think, but yeah, after you get it, and you're with your family and you get all the congrats, it's like, all right, what's the next step here? And now that we're back to Windsor, it's like you're focusing on the next. You're always focusing on what's next. And for me, my focus is definitely that getting an invite for World Junior Camp would be really nice, and that's where I'm at now. But when we won, it was all about that tournament there.
Yeah, and what a game and what a moment. And just what's it like? I know it's a bad question in terms of just it's amazing to win it, but just to watch that moment for a long time, growing up seeing Team Canada win tournaments like that, and then experiencing it. Because last year you saw Kent Johnson, after that great save by Mason McTavish, bring a gold medal home to Canada. And then you're probably watching that, and then a year later you're living it. I mean, what's that like? That in terms of that aspect of it?
Yeah, so for me, I didn't go to U17s, which was honestly a big motivator for me to push myself, and so when I watched that goal and what happened and how happy they looked, and it just looked like a great time, and that's what really was me. I was like, I want this, I want to be a great player, and I want to play for Team Canada and play for the National Hockey League, and finally getting that call to wear a Canada jersey was like, it was, you can't really explain something like that. Like it's something you want so bad, and I haven't finally achieved where I want to be. I want to be for the national junior team, but for that U18s, it's still very special, and wearing that jersey was super cool. Honestly, that's honestly the only way I can describe something like that.
Definitely. I think that's such a good answer. You can't really describe it because it's just insane what occurred. Obviously an overtime goal doesn't get any better than that. That's how you script it up growing up. My last question on Hlinka Gretzky Cup. What's it like playing with a guy like Michael Misa? Just because we see right now, this past year with Connor Bedard, how there's been so much hype. Macklin Celebrini is coming up. Seems like he's going to be the #1 pick next year. He was on this show last year, but not many people, in the United States are talking about who's next after Macklin. And Michael's definitely a point per game type player, and he's doing it at the age of 16. What can we expect from him, and what's it like playing with him?
He's a great guy. He's a great player too. I think he kind of takes his opportunities and runs with them. He's one of those guys who when he gets opportunity, he finishes. And I think he had a really good tournament as well. And he makes the people on his line better for sure. He's one of those guys where it doesn't matter who he's playing with. And whoever's against him knows that he's on the ice. He's a presence on the ice for sure. And he had a great tournament, and it was really fun playing with him.
Definitely, and it seems like you're going to be playing with him on those type of tournaments going forward. It's going to be awesome to see what happens with him in the draft a long time from now, but definitely a special player. So for you this season, what are you expecting out of your role? You're definitely looking to contribute the way you did last year, obviously more than you did. Putting a lot of expectations on yourself, but are you looking for more of a leadership role now that you're not in the rookie position?
I think I'm going to be a little bit of a role model to some guys. And I think I lead on the ice for sure. And it's going to be a good year, I think, for all the guys. And I think, I'm going to try to help guys, obviously. And obviously I'm going to get help from our veterans too. So yeah, I'll for sure be a leader on the team.
Yeah, it takes everyone. I know there's typically a captain and 2 assistant captains, but coaches always say everyone in that locker room's a leader, and I'm sure that applies to your team. So I know that a lot of players don't like to talk about the draft, but I'm just wondering in terms of the process, have you been able to reach out to some of the guys that you've played with that have gone through a similar experience of playing on Team Canada, going into their draft year? Guys like Shane Wright, have they kind of given any advice going into this year?
I haven't really reached out yet because my mind's not really on that right now, and it's not really on it. It shouldn't be throughout the year. And I think for me, my mindset, as I said, is just doing the things I need to work on. I think the draft just comes with doing the right things and the little things and just showing up every day, and that's where my mind's at. I'm excited. Obviously, I'm excited and have high hopes, but it's not my end goal. A lot of guys go undrafted and play in the NHL and have long careers because they don't give up and they work hard and they work on their things. But yeah, no, I haven't really talked to any of the guys who have been through that process yet, but I definitely will for sure.
And that's a great mindset to have because you take care of the little things, all that stuff will take care of itself. And it's good to have those resources. So my last question just has to go through going into this game tomorrow night. It's the first game against the Sarnia Sting. They went to the West Finals last year. They had a really stacked roster that a lot of guys moved on. I think they had the biggest roster turnover in the OHL, if not one of the most. They had 9 draft picks. Guys like Sasha Pastajov, Ty Voigt, Nolan Burke, and Ethan Del Mastro, guys that will probably play in the NHL really soon. What's the mindset going into this game? And especially because a lot of the guys that you saw in that game last year aren't going to be there.
Yeah, the mindset is just go do what we're going to try to do every night, outwork them. And I'm excited for sure. I've been waiting for our season to start for a long time now, but I'm not going to try to jump the gun and do something crazy, obviously. I'm going to try to stick to our game plan, and that's just outworking them and working hard. And it doesn't really matter that, Del Mastro is not on their team anymore, Voigt's not on their team anymore. It doesn't change. It's our game plan has been the same, and it'll be the same for the entire season.
Definitely, that's a great mindset to have. You guys seem like you're well prepared. Best of luck in the game tomorrow night. Liam, good luck the rest of the season. I'll be following along, and we'll stay in touch.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, have a good one.